About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.
Even though it was a cold, wet, rainy, overcast morning when we arrived in Ketchikan on the solstice, I was determined to explore Creek Street. I'd been to Ketchikan once in the past, and we had missed it. As I left the ship and started walking toward Creek Street, it was really great to see that most of the shops were open. Before I left for Alaska, I had heard about staffing shortages, and I was a little concerned that the port might be a little ghost townish. It wasn't. Take care crossing the streets, especially if boats are driving by. Finding Creek Street is pretty easy in Ketchikan. Cape Fox Lodge is the lodge that you see above the town. If you head toward that and you keep the small boat harbor to your right, you'll run right into it. It's an easy, flat walk and is accessible to wheelchairs. You'll find the official Creek Street entrance, but you may need to be patient here since it is a very popular photo op stop. In my previous trip to Ketchikan, in a different part of town, I was told by a tour operator that all of the boardwalks and stairways in the town are part of the city street system and are maintained by the city. Formerly a red light district, this area has been transformed into an interesting collection of shops and museums. And yes, one of the museums is dedicated to the former red light district history. Exploring, you can find artwork here and there as you make your way through the corridors. You can also find several plantings as you make your way through the area, including azaleas, rhododendrons, and maybe salmon berries. I'm not exactly sure what these were. As I made my way through the area, I couldn't help but get a little bit of a Rivendell vibe from it. You can also see that there are apartments in the tops of most of the buildings. The Cape Fox Lodge has a tram that goes from Creek Street up to the lodge itself, but while I was there, it was not operating. As a solo female traveler, I did feel very safe in this area. Perhaps the biggest standout of this area is the creek itself. Local legend has it that when the salmon are running, you can walk across the creek on the salmon without getting your feet wet. Probably not something that I think I would try to do. There is a pretty cool salmon sculpture at the end of one of the boardwalks, and I think it might be a requirement that you have to take a picture of it. I took several from both sides of the creek. You'll also have an opportunity to see an authentic native hand-carved totem pole. I don't know the actual story that this totem represents, but it's very interesting to me that as visitors, we are given such close access to something that is so important. Thank you, Ketchikan, for sharing this with me. As you make your way out of Creek Street, I hope that you're able to take a second or two and think about the history of the area and what a unique place it is. I really enjoyed it. And forget me? I don't think I'll forget you anytime soon, Creek Street.
Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out.